Hey guys, it's Heather from Kell Plan, and in today's video, I'm going to teach you how to date an undated planner using dated basics. Undated planners are actually pretty common in the happy planner world. They usually have a winter release every winter with a whole set of undated planners. So if you plan on shopping that release, you might want to grab this book because you might need it. So I'm going to show you how to date an undated planner. So we're going to pretend like we are dating this planner. We're gonna let's say we're gonna date it for December, because then I might actually use it for December. Okay. Which if we were gonna do December, it would actually need to be this tab. Okay. So the first thing you want to do is you want to date your tab. So in this sticker book, we do have tabs. And I think I'm going to use, let's actually use this one with my uppercase handwriting. Okay, so I take this little tab and I put it right here. Okay, so now it's dated. And then on the back, I like to put one on the back as well so that I can see the month even if I'm like inside the current month. So I'm going to put another one right here. Okay. So I've dated my tab. And then the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go to this page and I'm going to pull out the sticker that says December. And I'm going to put it right here. Then I'm going to go here. And when you date an undated planner, you have two things you could do. One, you could look at a dated planner that you already have, if you already have one. That's usually the easiest. So like I could flip to this December and I see exactly the way it should be laid out. If you don't have a dated planner, because your undated planner is the only one you have, then you could also just pull up like a calendar. You just want to make sure that you're dating it correctly on the monthly part. So the 1st of December is, for this year, is on a Wednesday. So I'm just going to take my one and I'm going to press it right there. Now, sometimes it is faster to take some of these little stickers and stick them, because if you go back to your book every single time you need a square, it's going to take you forever. So sometimes it's faster just to go ahead and stick some on your hand and then come back over here and date it. Okay, then I'm going to scoop this over. I personally have a dated planner sitting in front of me right now that I'm looking at just as I do this to make sure that it's done correctly. This part's pretty easy because it's just the monthly view. It's really when you start dating your weekly that can get a little bit confusing. So we'll look at that in just a second. Let's get through the monthly first. Okay, so we're gonna go 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. This tool that I'm using, this is just a pair of needle nose tweezers. If you are going to be dating planners, I highly recommend getting a pair of these, just because these stickers, when you're redating, can be kind of small. And so sometimes it's just nice to be able to place them using these tweezers. So it makes it a little bit easier to put it exactly where you want it. It does take a little bit of time to date an undated planner. That's why some people prefer just to get a dated one. There are some pros to having an undated planner, which would be maybe you're someone who doesn't use a planner every single month, and so you feel like you waste some months. So having an undated planner where you could just use it on the months that you need, and you just date it for the months that you need, that is one pro. Another pro is just you can date it however you want. So like when I say that, I mean like for your weekly view, a lot of people hate that it starts on Monday. They wish it would start on Sunday. So if you have an undated planner, you could easily just redate it. And I could kind of show you what I mean when we get to the weekly view. We're almost done. I feel like this is the part, the monthly is like one of the ones that takes forever. But it is, I think, faster to put some on your finger like this. So be sure to do that if you can. 29, 30, 31. Okay, so dating your monthly is probably one of the easiest parts because it's a monthly calendar. You can look up a monthly calendar on your phone. I'm going to come over here and I'm just going to write 20, 21. Okay, the hard part can be dating your weekly because you may not know exactly when to start. For example, when we did our monthly, we said December 1st is on a Wednesday. So when you come here, should this be December 1st? Probably, because that's the first Wednesday. But in some months, if the 1st is on like a Saturday or Sunday, then that would actually be in the previous month. So let me show you if I can find one. That does what I'm saying. Of course, now that I've like pulled this up, it's probably not. So like May. No, May's not doing it either. Okay. I don't have an example, but sometimes if the 1st is on a Saturday or Sunday or even a Friday, then that would likely be on the month prior. And so then you would start dating your weekly on the first Monday. That's where it can get a little bit confusing. So if you're not, this one's actually pretty easy because the 1st is on a Wednesday, so that's kind of obvious. But if you're not sure if you should be starting, like, should this be the 1st or should this be the 6th? Like, if you're not sure, what I would do if you don't have a dated, if you have a dated planner, open up your dated planner and compare how they did it in the dated planner. If you don't have a dated planner, then I would probably go and watch other people's videos who have a dated planner. Their videos likely aren't talking about how to date a planner, but just go watch like a plan with me or something like that, just to see like the dates and when it starts and when it ends. You could also probably message like any planner person with a dated planner and just ask them, hey, how do I date this month? Can you tell me how it's dated in yours? Most people are going to say sure. So for this one, another thing I was saying is if you hated that it has a Monday start, what you could do is you could go to one of these with the days of the week and you could just redate these. So you could just take Sunday and put Sunday here, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and then date it to match the way that you just laid the days down. Yes, that takes more time because you're laying down more stickers, but if you're wanting to customize your planner and you want it to be the perfect layout for you, these paper stickers make it really easy to just cover up the dates if you wanted to. Okay, so I'm going to flip to these circle dates, and I think I'm going to do the purple ones. So 1, 2, 3. Okay, so the 1st is Wednesday. So I'm just going to lay this here. And then Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Now, I need to look at the 2 days prior. So there's 30 days in November. So what I'm going to do here, I'm actually going to use a different color. You don't have to do this, but that just kind of shows me that it's a different month. And I'm going to put these like that. That way it looks like a different month. Then I also want to flip back to the smaller and I'm going to take this purple December sticker and I'm going to put it right here. Okay, so now I have that dated. Now I can pretty much put a week at a time. Now, one thing you may want to do or not do if you're dating is think about your color schemes. Like right now I'm doing purple, but I may not want to have purple every single week in December, because for me, when I see a color, I feel like that color I have to incorporate it into my spread, and I may not want to do purple every single month. So in this video, I am just putting purple down for the whole month. But if you were dating your undated planner, I would probably not pre-date every single week. I would probably wait until I'm ready to decorate the week so that I could pick a color that coordinates with the rest of the spread, if that makes sense. So I'm going ahead and pre-dating it here just so you can see what it looks like. But keep in mind, you may not want to do that. You may want to actually wait until you're decorating that week, just so that you can be sure that you're using a color that coordinates with the rest of your spread. Of course, if you don't care, like if you're like, I don't care if it coordinates, then date away. But if you do care, it's just something to keep in mind. So these just go right in here on top. Now, one thing I do need to look at is at the end of December. What did we just went through the 19th. So we have 2 more. Okay. So we're going to go 20, 21. I'm doing that same thing, by the way, where I put a week's worth of numbers on my finger because it just makes it a little bit easier when they're all there and I don't have to keep going back and unsticking. And then I'm just using my tweezers. Okay, and then our last one, we're gonna go 27, 28. This is actually going to be an example of what I was trying to talk about at the beginning of the video. So let me get these down and then I'll tell you what I mean. So we have 31 days in December, but then the 1st and the 2nd of January is here. So if I put the 1st and the 2nd, then when it's time to date January, so if this was going to be January, when it's time to date January, I would start on the 3rd right here. I wouldn't start on the 1st and 2nd here because I have the 1st and 2nd in this week. So that's that's what I was trying to say, is you want to look at the previous month to see if there was any dates, because this is technically under December, even though these are January. So then in January, I would start on the 3rd. Okay. That's what I was talking about, where if you don't have a dated planner, you might need to ask someone, like, how was it dated in yours, so that you could really see. But yeah, that is how you can use this book to date an undated planner. The Happy Planner typically comes out with undated planners in their winter release. I haven't heard if they're doing a winter release or not. I would assume they are. So if you plan on shopping that release, I would highly suggest grabbing this book because it's just going to be really helpful. Or if you have undated planners that you want to date then you can check that out too. Tomorrow, I'm going to be going over how to use this book to redate an old planner. So if you're interested in that, come back tomorrow. If you like this video, I hope you hit the like button. If you want to see more of my videos, hit that subscribe button, and happy planning.